This is Junkyard Revival. These headlights are pretty rough. Look at how nasty the stuff that it brought off there already. This is Junkyard Revival. So on our way in, we seen what would be the dream vehicle to highlight our headlight restoration kit. The cool thing about this kit is we're going to see it's all in one. You shouldn't need anything else. So we had it with us, seen this car. You can see these headlights are pretty rough, just super faded, been sitting here who knows how long. So we have a full YouTube video on our graphene headlight kit. It's, like I said, it's all included. So I'm going to kind of go through here step by step of what we need to do. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prep it, get it all taped off, because on a typical car you would want to tape it off because we're going to do some sanding. There's a little sanding box in here that we would sand and do the whole process. So come along, let me get this taped off. Okay, now that we got it taped off, everything else we need to do is in the kit. So we'll open it up. This is the applicator pad for the graphene coating. These are leveling towels to wipe off. This is the oxidation remover, which will be the very first step of the process. This is the actual coating for the headlights. We got gloves, which we're on a junkyard, so we don't do those, and the discs. So on the disc we have 1500, 2000, and 3000. So it'll be a 3-step process. Obviously, these would be a 1500 is for each headlight. We're just going to do one here for the video. So that's what we would start out with once we start the sanding process. First, we're going to use oxidation remover. We will apply it to get any kind of just stuff that's on here. It won't be removing too much. Just pour a little bit here on the towel. We're just going to make sure we wipe down the whole area really good. Look at how nasty the stuff that it brought off there already. So what I like to do when it's something that bad is I'll hit it again one time all over. We're just getting all the contamination. This one's obviously horrible because it's been sitting here in this junkyard for so long. Wiping everything off. Didn't take long out here in the desert, aka junkyard. When we let the oxidation remover dry, you want to let it dry real good. And now we're going to go on to our sanding stages. Like I said, we have a full YouTube video on this to watch, but we first start with our 1500 sanding disc out here in the junkyard. There is no water, so we brought our own. We'll get a slight little water on the disc. And this is where we just be super thorough. We're gonna go around the whole headlight, really getting with it. These 1500 blocks do most of the work. That's why there's 2 of these, one for each headlight, because they're gonna build up faster than the other 2 discs. As you're doing it, you can feel it start to get smoother, so you really can feel how smooth it gets as you're going. Obviously, each process, it just keeps getting smoother and smoother. So we're going to go around it with this one for a little bit, and then we'll move on to the 2000. So it looks pretty good on that. You know, you'll be able to see some areas that were rough. You just make sure you've kind of got all of them. I try to make sure I went around all the edges. That's the areas that are left out most commonly. Once that you think you're good, you just switch on. We'll go next to 2000. slap it on. My favorite part, get a little water because it is a little hot. If you need to, just spray yourself down a little bit. And then we're going to repeat the process with 2000. Okay, once that you've completed 2000, final sanding step, 3000, favorite part, let's wet it down and back at it. Now, once it's done sanding, we will let it dry. It won't take long out here, and then we'll get on to our final step. Okay, final step, graphene coating. This is headlight coating. We're gonna twist it open here. This will do numerous sets of headlights, so the key is to, once you're done with it, to seal it back up. We put some drops on here. I'll usually go on one side of the applicator just so it's easier for me to use. And just start to apply evenly. And this is where the magic happens. And what was not magic, at that point in time it was so hot the first camera overheated, so we had to go to camera number 2 and we lost all audio. So at this point I was saying something along the lines of make sure you get full even coverage throughout, crosshatch pattern like you would in a regular graphene coating. Once that it's dry, you're going to know that it's dry because when you go to wipe it off, you're going to have some resistance. You want to have the resistance, you'll know that it has set up properly. It usually takes about 5 minutes. Out here it took way less because it was 90 degrees. So just make sure you're wiping off any high spots, any smudges, get a good even wipe, and when you think you wiped off enough, wipe off a little bit more. And you can see right before your eyes that this part, man, it is crystal clear, the night and day difference from the coated side and the restored side compared to this other side. This is probably one of our most drastic changes in the Junkyard Revival series thus far, outside the black trim that was pretty significant. But at this point, I was looking for the bag because I was super hot, and I said something really clever like, grab yourself a graphene coated kit so your future is bright.